this is Devil's Talent here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at FaZe Clan's best, Bizzle, Megga, and Dubs, and how they are dominating in Champion Cash Cups, and what tips can translate over into next season for Trio FNCS. But before I get into this VOD with you guys, if you do enjoy my content or find what I'm telling you helpful, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, on the screen, as you can see, we have Mr. FaZe Dubs POV. They are landing Fortilla, and they are going to be W keying this first game. And so, this tournament, again, it's early W key and then late placement, super stacked lobbies. It's great. There's a ton of stuff to learn. And we're going to just be talking about some stuff that can transfer over, like roles of your players and what exactly you need to do in each individual situation. So, we're going to be starting off at Fortilla. He has no mats. Gets a nice little crack right there. I love that peek right there. Gets some cracks. And then shakes. Editor having a little fun with the transition. Gets a nice crack. And then you see Dubs. Really good mechanics to immediately get back up. Sprays through. Guy doesn't build up a wall. Boom. That backward stare is so huge. It protects him from getting shot from that opponent. And then look. Bizzle has this nice little angle on this guy. Really good stuff. And again, it's just pinching. Something he's so huge in trios. Nice. Really good job of, again, just spraying through opponent. His opponent actually right here cones his own launch pad. Now, this play I don't truly agree with, but Dubs is a little bit isolated. He goes up to a full team build. You really see Dubs really good mechanics here.
Chasing you. 70 on the guy above you. This guy below you too, Dubs. Just box.
Good comms from Bizzle again. Just, hey, play slow, just pass. Look, spraying from the side sets with this pitch and this angle gets a nice, huge crack. Boom, nice. And then immediately, 150 on this kid. This kid's weak. And they get them both. Nice. So really good stuff. Good recognition that that's his old tarp. Immediate cone side. Look at that angle right there. Really good, and the movement, we've talked about Dub's movement in the solo VOD review. It's actually insane. He's extremely hard to hit, and his peaks and angles are so good, and that probably is why he is considered the best player in North America. Nice cracks, good attempt at the piece control, but then there comes the spray through, and it's going to be really hard to defend from three. Really great job right there. That was so nasty mechanic wise to sit there, hold for the break with an RPG, then immediate cone slide, and then get that finish.
We don't need the kills. We don't need the kills. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Again, as you great comms from Bizzle and Megga, just thinking, hey, we're already at 20. It doesn't matter. None of these points matter. And notice how Dubs jumps down.
I'm getting shot in my back. Team east me, Megga. I need help. East me.
Does a great job right there from, like, Megga just kind of reeling in Dubs, as you can see his fragging ability. But it absolutely does not matter because they've reached their maximum point threshold with the 20 kills. All three of them agreed to tank zone. You see why they're immediately going to be on height. They have floppers. They can afford to do this and splashes. Good comms from Dubs right there. It's like, hey, I have kits. I don't know where Shockwave is. We can hold this high ground. We have the mat.
Holy crap, that was so bad. Oh my god, dead! I need flopper.
I like him marking where it is, but it doesn't really matter, right? Even if he kills him, he doesn't get those points. Bizzle gets a kill on the kid down there on the bottom right, tarping in.
I'm gonna get the finish. I stumped the res.
And if you can't hear, but there's RPGs raining down, that is Megga just raining down, causing pressure. And notice how Dubs tries to jump in this guy's box. Great piece control, by the way. But notice that he doesn't get it. He's like, nah, I don't need it. I don't need it. Doesn't matter. I'm going to get up to my teammates, and we're going to win this game and maximize our points because it doesn't matter how many more kills we got. In trios, the 20 kill threshold is a lot more
I'm almost out of match. I'm 280.
is a lot better than the solo one. Usually you're not going to be dropping 20 bombs in solo competitive. So when you're dealing with these trio games,
No rocket.
and these early games when you're going to just be fragging out the whole lobby,
This team Mega right below us.
you could just really focus on just playing for the win. And then eventually what ends up happening is
Crack them.
they do a great job of basically fragging kids from up top, and then Dubs goes on their walls. He was so confused about that, but here, look again. You got him on walls. He's protecting about in front, and then just gets fried from up top. Look, Mega on this wall. Boom, cracked. And then Bizzle just snipes him from up top.
Yeah.
And then it's the last opponent, and you're going to immediately just see they just pinch. They pinch it in these fights. Tries a Metro Classic. Doesn't get in, but does get the cone, so the guy can't protect himself. And look, they just have this nice little pinching mechanism that works really well. Now, there isn't too much to learn from this clip other than just raw fragging ability and good comms.
Nice.
Look at the angles he played with his movement.
One left, stay left,
He gets hit to him to 1 HP.
Big minis, big minis.
Good ramp flip.
They're quite quick, and then make sure they don't res. He's not resing. Building.
Good comms. Hey, make sure they don't res. You need to
You need to
Yep.
get your thirst.
Good comms from Bizzle's like, hey, you need to get your thirst. This angle is nice and safe.
Nice.
Uses what little mat he has. Guy jumps in.
Oh my god, dude.
No way. But that's just, again, just pure raw fragging ability. Good playing of angles and good comms.
Stop dancing, come on. Let's just bloom fight this kid together as soon as we spawn.
Okay.
So, unfortunately,
Build a huge turtle.
Go left. He's to the left. He's to the left. That's an actual kid.
what ends up happening here is they end up just getting third-partied by another team.
Whatever, bro.
And it's Dog. So, they're actually really... He's really good on West. And it's a 1v3 against really good players. Not going to be able to finish them.
I'm not getting out. It's coming right.
So,
it's coming.
GG's. But let's move on to the next one.
There's 215 you, Bizzle. There's 215 you. Are you done?
So, I don't know if these are stream snipers or what, but it looks like they're both trying to pickaxe him.
No, it's can't. Come on.
I think it's just.
That wasn't too smart right there from Dubs. Like, even though Bizzle was low, he was clearly safe enough to shake and then find out where that last opponent is. And it looks like, I don't know if they did find him because it skips to another part in the video. But, because Bizzle could have shook, definitely had time.
I'm playing an RPG. Go Mega, go Mega.
Good snipe here. And then they end up just picking it up. There isn't really too much to talk about.
Definitely
Got it,
not.
got it.
My god, there's three.
Let's go, baby.
I have one try.
208
Good stuff.
meter snipe.
Now, they get on this low ground area, and it doesn't show how they get in this situation, but things get really scuffed.
I'm on.
Getting his back wall. Get to me. Get to me.
I'm here.
Toting.
Really good mechanics right there from Mega. And then they get triple sprayed, and this is kind of what happens when you get on this awkward layer.
In my bot. Dude.
So I don't know what happened to Bizzle, but again, he kind of gets isolated. They might have gotten second on the box. This is a really good attempt from Dubs to attempt to res.
You can piss on this kid up.
But he gets the finish, and then Maki kills them both. That was really good job from Maki. This is scary. Almost gets fried.
He's on me.
Good decision to take the heals right there, and then shake.
Shut up. No one cares. Shut up.
And here's a guy who's obviously not...
Oh!
I don't know.
Here's try to like that kid.
I don't know what he's
He's gonna
doing.
rotate right behind us.
They're in a good position here as they transition.
Go, spray it. Is it thirst?
Spraying or tarping? You want tarping?
It's out of zone. I wanna get. Go to right.
They decide to end up tarping for it.
Now. Get the mats and everything.
Got it?
They get the mats, and they're on such a good side of zone. Notice how dead it is. They're the only team that's over here. They're hugging the storm. They get a really good house. They could save all these extra materials, and then they can refarm in this house. This is really fortunate for them.
That's definitely better.
I'm 5.
I could see why they were hesitant, but I think in the end it was very worth to go for it. They get floppers
Farm.
as well.
Watch that!
Nice. They also get first moving. Got extra, and then even more floppers.
Following old cards for as long as possible, getting dead side.
Look at the comps here from Dubs. Hey, following old tarps as long as possible. I'm going in the hay. He's literally telling every move.
Oh, 1,000.
Nice. Start tarping.
Bizzle is the IGL, so no stair tarps.
We need up there too. Go up.
He's all your wood.
Tells him to go up a layer, and then that's exactly what Dubs does.
So, yeah,
Using
go
hard.
Go south first, then dip and right. Hard mat. Watch your right. You're right. Box.
Box.
Get out. I'm getting out.
Does a great job right there.
Through this shit.
Does a great job recognizing that he's not going to be able to build right there.
Go ahead. Go as far as we can. Go as
And
we
then
can
boom.
through. Now
tells him to go as far as he can, gets halfway through. And here's the reason why for this decision. I'm just going to talk about this. So the reason why you want to go halfway through for this zone is because movie could go anywhere, but they control all that space that no matter where zone goes, they could continue on in a nice, quick fashion. No one's going to be psychoing in. And if they do, they're more than likely dead because they don't own piece control. So really, again, you're seeing God IGL tips, and this you're going to see what allows them to continue on playing this game so efficiently. Look at Dub's mats. They're now moving in. So that was first moving. So this is going to be second moving. And then Dubs smartly goes, it might go back, and exactly it does. Good awareness to just protect. He gets into an old tarp, and they're like, okay, we got to get through quick. Now, comp for Bizzle to make a 2x2. Right there, a really great job making that kind of Bizzle snake tarp. And then you're going to see Dub's mechanical skill. Look at this. Just great. Great placement. He doesn't waste a single piece. Doesn't waste a single piece.
I got get the extra rockets. Get the extra rockets. We have shockwave.
They get a little bit separated, which unfortunately is going to result. Worse later.
Start. Bro, here. Start going up. Start going up.
Calls for Bizzle to start going up. This is a good decision. They definitely have the mats to do that.
We are. Get me first.
Wait, I got boxed.
Bizzle somehow got caddy.
I'm up. I hear shockwave went out. I'm waiting to be up.
So Dub does a great job. Imagine if he gets this wall right here. That was a little bit of a mistake, but he ends up capitalizing right here. Immediately, the other player looking a little lost.
Still high.
I'm chugging minis. You guys
The Dub's building in zone.
He's still fighting me.
piss on him.
Really good wall piece control. EU player, good comms up. Why is the EU player comms very important? Because you're going to have such a high ping advantage. You're going to, someone like Dubs is going to get the wall 100% of the time.
How many percent?
I got floppers too.
Yo, it's Dub Bizzle, you're 11 shield. Stop shield.
I need 5 minutes.
Hey,
Matt, I have 500.
No, I'm good. I'm going back up.
Good calls to go back
You
up.
guys win this, no matter what.
They said you guys win this.
I have 3 flops. You take my
Here,
flops.
come
I
up
have 3.
truck. Come up truck.
We have 10 kills by the
Stick
way.
truck. Drop me flop, stick truck.
I'm going up first. Here.
This is such a good fragging game, and it's going into max ninth.
Popping chug.
Good calls from Bizzle, good awareness. Hey, I need to go to front edge of zone and pop this chug.
Alright, should I go frag?
You can try.
He has 6 floppers. So,
Bro, do you want to
Avery-
take
Avery's
flops?
live,
And I go
Avery's
flop
live.
off?
No, you just play safe. You play safe. You need to play the flops. You need to play them.
Sure?
notice how far ahead he gets. Bizzle come and say, hey, you need to play safe. You need to play safe.
Hey, give me flops. Give me flops. Give me flops.
Frag! Oh my god, frag one.
Coming up. Dubs. I'm shockwave up.
Okay. I'm just playing really
I have height still.
I'm legit tarping, dude.
I just shot the kid out of zone.
I'm not dying with all the flops.
I'm getting build fault right now.
Okay.
I'm fine though.
I'm legit tarping mid round. Like, I don't want to die.
He has so many floppers. Like, why exactly? He's playing for the end heal off. He should definitely win this. But let's see what happens. He's someone right on top of him.
Dub's just overbuilt. Nice.
They tell him to overbuild so he controls all the space as it moves in.
Alright, we win. We win.
Notice how he's back in these old tarps. Boom, he pops 1 flop.
I died, bro. No way. I have no heals on me.
We win. I'm fucking chilling.
Nice. He has no heals. He's just chasing you. You're fine.
He's ulti low. You should be able to get the kill. I
Going
just
for the
looked up
kill.
actually, He shot him once.
Yeah, I got it.
You're good. 2 floppers left.
You say
You did well,
Bill, bro.
So to be honest, right there, a little bit of a throw. You could have definitely won that game, playing a little tad over aggressive for the kills, shooting, letting them know their presence. I believe he should have just at least tried to max it out heals. There's no way that he should have lost. Unfortunately, that RPG he should have also built because he did end up dying to fall damage. So that is unfortunate. But second place, not too bad. Let's continue in the rest of the gameplay.
Yeah,
Ready? You need to make a move. Get ready for crash pad. Stop. Do your crash pad play.
Yes.
Really great box right there. Holy.
I'm holding. Third.
Think 50, 80.
Kills Chap right there. Feels bad.
Crop ready?
I'm waiting for you.
Look at this bloom fight he takes.
Crack! 190 on 190 on 1.
180 on me.
190 on 1.
Okay. 111. Knock.
Nice.
One more.
He's behind the
Yeah,
porta potty,
more
right?
Get porta potty on me.
Good comms behind the porta potty.
Let's go shit on Avery. What are they doing landing here?
Let's go.
So that was Avery, Booga, and Chap.
Go on height.
A huge head snatch type, then a call to go on height by Bizzle.
RPG'd as well.
And his recording crashed, so we actually don't get to see what happens. And then you're going to see what happens in trios when you get a little bit isolated from your team. Really good cone, and they end up getting Nosh. Boom, easy.
Got 6 chug flashes, max.
And this is kind of what happens sometimes when you get isolated in trios. You want to make sure you're definitely tight in, especially in these stack lobbies.
Nice. Let's go.
Get Zypha right there on the finish. Just good recognition where the opponent is going.
Look back and kids are gonna launch. Look back. Launching.
Spatters. Right kid.
So they're literally chilling there in 5th, and then everything just goes to shambles. They get RPG knocked down, and they're getting pretty much quintuple spade.
Drop one.
Drop all the way. Dude, fuck. Dude, it's supposed to building.
I'm resing.
They're going to make a build above us.
I can't
Stop. Get my man. Get my pad. You guys have 20 pads. Stay alive.
I'm gonna die.
Basically, good decision again. Not once they stop the res, not much you can do.
You should be good to high pad first one.
Good recycling of a pad right here.
They're built fighting pride. Perfect. Go as far as you can, and then look back.
Wrap up a chug here. No.
Don't stay low ground. Don't
Yeah.
sit low ground here.
I tell him to say don't sit low ground. Comms from Bizzle tells him to get back to old builds.
I got your wall. Get out. You can pad again. Low pad.
They tell him to low pad again. And then
There's no way.
I think he personally, so that ended a little bit. I think he could have personally not low padded. I feel like he had enough materials to tarp in and get in, and then hopefully just not get bothered, because he was on. You see how uncongested, like the decision for, like, I understand to not get isolated, and I completely. But as soon as he got in there, pop that chuggy, he could have probably continued to go ahead and use the little mats to make sure, because he was very, very decently close. And once he gets in, he saves that pad, he could prolong his placement. And then that low pad was super scuffed. Unfortunately, he landed just basically into a huge amount of congestion. But really good stuff from FaZe Clan boys. What I really want to just talk about is role establishment. Usually, you know, with Bizzle, you're going to have a true IGL. And it's honestly, it just takes the cognitive load away from players like Dubs, who are just absolutely mechanically cracked, who can frag, and who can as well tarp. So as you can see, Dubs tarping is almost flawless. He doesn't waste any builds on it, even on these complex double wide tarps. So for next season of trios, you're going to want to have your roles established. Who's going to be making the decision makings to rotate? Who's all that stuff? Who are your guys that are just going to be absolute box fighting animals and can get frags, can get kills? And then who's going to be your support guy? Someone that's just going to be able to do whatever, like the Swiss Army knife, the guy that can kind of IGL when need to, rear end back the fragger when you see Dubs in that early game just driving down for kills when they literally are no benefit and only can end up hurting the game. Those kills will actually end up hurting you more, especially if he gets taken out when they're on height. So good stuff from Megga right there, rearing Dubs in, realizing that, hey, we have the 20 kill threshold. It doesn't matter what other frags we get. We got to rear you in. We got to continue to play for this win to maximize our points. And for next season of Trio FNCS, again, just something pinching angles. You want someone maybe pressuring from up top, someone pressuring a wall, especially when you can isolate players. If you can really isolate players and make it a living hell where you have one person on a wall, someone spraying, and then someone going from another wall, you saw really towards that in the end game, but it works at any point. Like if you have just basically all sorts of angles that a person has to cover, they can't cover them. They can't have any offense, because if they take shots at one, the other can take shots. And you even saw that in the early game with Bizzle kind of looking through that window when Dubs was in there fragging with that one opponent. He's just getting shot in the back while he's focusing on Dubs, and that's what you need. You need to create these just kind of like pinch angles, just someone from here, someone from up top here, or someone from, you know, from this side or the bottom or whatever, that is just creating, basically you're just encapsulating your opponent, trapping them, and basically making whatever they do obsolete, because they're just getting absolutely dominated. If you can really isolate your opponents, it is so good in trios, and that is something that is definitely going to translate into Trio FNCS. But that is going to do it for the VOD review, guys. If you did enjoy this video, please drop a like on it, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.